2003, the AS Awards ceremony. Mr. Phillips, what's it like winning again? I'm always winning, mate. Who's asking? Jay from TNA. Let me see. I'm winning the women when I'm hitting the women. Leaving them quivering and humming as they start coming while my D's running up in them. I won't be loving them or hugging them while leaving them lying in wet linen with their bodies covered in KY jelly and sweet cinnamon. I'll be pulling out before they start choking, waiting for the nod until I bust the nut all over the butt, leaving it soaking. So what? You think I'm joking? Well, I'm not. I'm winning awards time after time for the best money shot. Been in this line of work for some time, and unlike the British summertime, I'm still hot. That's why I'm winning awards. See, I've had to insure my D because to me it's worth its weight in gold. Next week I'm having it sent around the world in the form of a dildo. For real, bro. Believe me, in this business you get surrounded by jealous male and female bitches, and all they do is spread bullshit and rumours about you that aren't true. I've got a rumour going around town that I'm supposed to be treating my co-star women bad, hitting them with the back of the hand, leaving them with black eyes and fat lips. The fact is I'm leaving them with wet thighs and swollen clits. I love this business. I know it's not all glamour and glitz, but I love it to bits. I love it so much. Every day I get a chance to touch the soft flesh of a woman's ass and breasts, as well as being surrounded by beautiful women who take off their clothes so they can expose their sexy figures as they pose for the front covers of adult magazines, DVDs and videos. I know this industry's got a dark side, but it's not the only industry that will have you on your hands and knees sucking on a D to get a pay rise. I know it's not right, but it's not me you need to fight. I know some women who have freely chosen this industry as a get-rich-quick money-making machine, hoping they can reach those dreams. I know some have been used. I know some have been abused by this industry and become a money-making machine. Got stuck in a rut, hooked on the cash. Now they're fast, taking enemas and X-lax before being preened for the screen where they wear a fake smile, clutching onto distant memories of a dream. This is my dream, so don't you be calling me no sex fiend. I do everything to the book, so don't give me no frowsy looks. I know some men walk into a screen test, talk about how they like to fuck, but when the cameras get turned on, they get turned off and just shrivel up. Then you got those others that want to keep those pleasures, so they take desperate measures to keep that deal. They use cocaine, blue pills, cock rings made of rubber, leather and steel. Then you got those women who walk into a screen test with small breasts, get told it might be best if they make them bigger. Then they get told they need to lose weight, so they end up with an eating disorder trying to maintain that new figure. Others, they struggle with making a cut, so they take their own life. Others go under the knife. Tummy tuck, nude butt. I'm hearing about too many things going tits up. Complications during operations leads to another one. Popping the clogs instead of popping the cherry. You know, losing their life. Me, I don't care what the women look like, just as long as I'm paid right. You can call me James T. Kirk day and night, because I'm fucking any kind of woman, no matter if they're straight, bi, or hermaphrodite. Now, as long as they're over the age of consent, over 18, clean, drug-free, more importantly, happy to perform with me in front of the cameras and the flashing lights, that's all I want to know, and that's all I like. I've made a sacrifice, be it with my mind, my body and my soul. The road I walked down alone. Friends and family, yeah, they were quick to disown. And people that I don't even know, look at them. They speak about me down the road, but I don't care, I can cope. Some do and some don't. To me, this industry's like the flip of a coin, Russian roulette with a groin. Heads you make money, tails you end up broke. Heads you get a house and a hill, and tails of a nose filled with coke. I know some people who have done all four. I no longer do raw anymore, even though it does pay more. I do safe sex, I use latex. When I arrive on a set, I show them my certificate to prove that my health has been checked. See, back in the days, many weren't wise with who they played with. They thought maybe, let's see, they got the clap and syphilis and thought they could get rid of this, but when it came to AIDS, that was the end of their life and their working days. My working day starts with a blow dry and a facial, and it ends with a blow job and a scene where I might have to perform anal. See, I believe you gotta look good while giving wood. I've done my fair share of movies, some of them bad, some of them good. I've done my MILF, my debutantes, my threesomes, my BBWs, my orgies, my gangbangs, my interracials, my POV movies. I've even directed and produced my own movie. Little Red will be riding my hood. Trust me, it's gonna be good. It's gonna get a 5-dick rating, which means it's good for masturbating. Now when I hear the director shout, cut, that's when we start celebrating. That's when the fun starts as I cruise down past Sunset Strip in my convertible sports car with Amber and Nectar. They're also like me in this industry, the porn industry. I take them out for fancy treats down on Wriothesley Street. That's where we go to eat, where we fine dine. Sip sake and plum wine. See, whenever they're out with me, they always look like my money clip. Thick and tight, and that I like. But there's one rule they all must obey while at work or at play. While I'm grinding away, they can stare, but they gotta make sure they never touch my fucking hair. My hair. My hair. "2013. I started off as an insert man that found popularity throughout the adult industry. Became a man in demand, a valuable commodity, otherwise known as hot property. I enjoyed the game, loved the fame, changed my name, became a brand that got sold, shipped and smuggled into countries just like contraband. The women used to call me Mr. North because they never missed a chance to go down south. But even that well from the fairy cup dried up. The women used to call my money shot sunshine because I always gave them vitamins from the D, but that was back then and now that's history. Just like me. A man with his name just like his D, no longer on the tip of anybody's tongue. You asked me where it went wrong. I hadn't been thinking straight for some time and my thoughts were all up in the air ever since my health scare. But we don't really need to know about that, so we won't go there. Yes, we will. Fuck it. Off my chest, I need to let this spill. Like the legs of a student, who was desperate to pay off their university loans and debts. Rumours were quick to spread when I started to lose hair from my head. So let's put these rumours to bed so they can rest and people can stop with the hell speculations and trying to guess. The results came back negative, no STD, no big C. The doc said it might even be due to stress. But I was clean. Remember to put that down about me. I was clean. I am clean. Now where were we? Ah yes. I had this idea about doing an autobiography, so I called my agent. But he kept ignoring me, so one day when I spotted him out in a coffee shop, I called him out and we had a few words. And before we knew it, the situation got worse. I'll admit, I got violent. Now he's got some sort of restraining order out on me and dropped me for a younger client. The news got around the studios about the problem that I got down below, which caused me to lose out on my new projects. I was well vexed. I didn't want to end up like those old vets. I didn't know what to do next. A fool, I know. I went straight onto the internet, ignoring all the warnings about the side effects. So as well as struggling to get work, I was now struggling with Ed. You know, erectile dysfunction. I was struggling to get erections. I told the doc, he told me to stop taking the injections. I told him, "Doc, without the wood I'm no good." See, that's what they used to say about me in the old neighborhood. They used to say I grew up to be a good for nothing. But when I found out I was good at something, be it fucking, I felt like I was worth something and I wasn't going to have anyone or anything take that away from me. So I put my name down to go into that list for the penile implant surgery. The young jocks, yeah, they were sought out by the top producers to fill the top spots with the money shot since I was no longer seen as hot. Amber and Nectar, I was quick to get dropped. Fuck them anyway. They were bleeding me dry. But I heard through the ass find they hooked up with some guy, some ex-football player that helped produce a movie with him and it called Buff Me the Vampire Layer. The friends that I did have left, they stressed it would be best if I hung up my black silk kimono, but I told them I couldn't because this is all I know. But I digress. I was elated when I found out my directorial debut, Little Red Will Be Riding My Hood, was going to get a 5-dig rating, but the critics, they were hating. They described it as a poor imitation, not even worthy of being sold out of a boot of a car. So like that movie Red Tails, distributors didn't want to touch it, so we never had a chance to go far. And with the money I put into it, I never got any of that back, and it wasn't long before the loan sharks were ready to attack. My thoughts became more erratic, which affected my sleep. I was afraid to close my eyes, afraid of what I might see. So I just stayed up day and night. Days and nights turned into weeks. I still didn't walk into the street, just in case, someone was out there looking for me. But there was only so much my body could take before it started to get weak. So I allowed my eyelids to fall as did I into a world of nightmares who were artistic because they loved to paint images of shadows carrying baseball bats, images of me strewn on the street, decapitated, covered in blood with broken kneecaps. My mind was in a fragile state, and I was just waiting for it to snap, waiting for it to break. In the hands of another lay my fate. I was just living in this blue funk, but I knew. For me to get out of this slump, I knew what I had to do. I sold everything up. I sold my house in the hills, my sports car. I even remembered contemplating taking my own life with prescription pills. Anyway, so that day, I left my shared accommodation and I bumped into an old associate of mine called Clementine. Now, I was willing to listen to any proposition that she had for me. But when she asked if I would do gay for pay, at first I declined because I wasn't that way inclined. But I still found myself taking a business card anyway. We parted ways and I went straight to the internet cafe to watch myself on Packed and Stacked, just to see myself on my heyday. And when I saw myself again, I wanted that fame. I felt no shame in wanting it. So, I was going to get it back by any means and any way, so I called her back. And she got me this job. I would call it an assistant. I know some call it a fluffer. It hasn't been easy getting used to what I'm doing, but I know it had to be done. It was a way to bring in the funds and get onto that comeback, that comeback run. Mentally and physically hasn't been easy, so forgive the pun. I knew I just had to master my gag reflex and swallow my pride. And with the money coming in, it's allowed me to buy new things and pay off some of my debts. And like I said, the inflatable penile implant will be next. Started working on my fitness. Dropped my therapist. Stopped taking medication. Started working on meditation to help with the stress. No. I heard you the first time. I don't know why you had to ask me that. I thought you were different than the rest. I thought, let's give this guy the benefit of the doubt until this now came out of your mouth. Am I fucking gay? Let's just get one thing straight. I don't swing that way. I'm no, what is it they say? I ain't no pillar biter. I'm all fucking man. I've done films that prove that fact. You know that. I would consider myself a fighter. I'll admit, my head is messed up a bit. Alright, it's messed up a lot. There are days when I feel like I've lost the plot. I'm walking around. I try and tell myself to stop. But then I tell myself again, look, you have a chance to get to the top again, even though you are in a position that is low. But you will never be in that position again. So, 1 minute, even though I could be kneeling down to pick up used condoms and jizz-filled tissues up off the floor, or pouring lubricant into the palm of my hand to massage some guy's testicles and play with them as if they were Chinese chime balls, I know I will rise again. Because my financial side is on the rise and that will help me to survive. And I'm not too keen, but I know they want me to. Look, they're telling me I got a chance to earn some extra cash because they now want me to do some scenes where I toss salad. Which means you have to. I'm needed on the set to help some photographs. Thanks for the interview. Look, if you choose to use it, let me know. If you don't, fair enough. What was the name of the magazine again? Hard Knocks and Cocks. I like that. I do have a project, hopefully in the pipeline. It's called After the Titans 4. This is if they choose to use me and don't leave me on the cutting room floor. And one last thing before you go. It's funny. I'm struggling to make money. But there's people like yourself, don't get me wrong, and those greedy agents. You would all profit from my demise. But then the funny thing is, as I lay 6 feet deep under the earth, I finally become someone of worth. Anyway, you take care now. Good evening and welcome to Spit. We don't swallow, we tell it like it is, and I've just been given some upsetting news. You all maybe know of the guy, is Mr. North, but he went by the name of Schumann Phillips. He was found dead earlier this morning in his empty flat. Further reports coming in say that Mr. Phillips was seen arguing with the director of what might have been his comeback movie. It's also been reported that Schumann Phillips, yes, he died from loss of blood due to his wrists being cut.